How everybody doing? This your boy, the Proficient Gamer, and I'm here with The Last of Us Part 2 review, in my opinion. So, I'm going to start in different categories just to give you an overall synopsis of how I thought the game was. I just recently platinumed it, probably 4 or 5 days ago. So, let's just start off with the simple, the graphics. The graphics of the game are amazing. You could tell that they really put a lot of work into it, from the small things like snow falling off the trees when you walk past them, footprint, and just all the sounds that you hear, the stepping on little small pieces of glass that you can visibly see. Everything just looks really beautiful, and they give you a lot of the graphic engineering in the beginning of the game when you're starting off and you're walking with Joel. When you're on a horse with Joel, and you see that beautiful sunset, and you see all the what was that, wheat or whatever tall grass that was, and it just gives you a really clear indication on how much effort they put into the graphic mechanics in it. Because if you're not aware, a lot of The Last of Us, well, the first Last of Us was what, PlayStation 3? So they had to really come with it with the graphics, and even on PlayStation 3, the first Last of Us showed amazing prowess when it came to graphics. So, they had to step their game up for a PS4 title for The Last of Us, and they definitely did it from the characters' fingernails, from their hands, and the freckles, and the follicles of their hair, and all these other brilliant aspects that really give us the realism in games. Last of Us definitely nailed it for the PS4. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the mechanics. The actual mechanics of the game, I think, are they are a plus from The Last of Us, because I felt a familiarity when I played it. Even though I haven't played The Last of Us Part 1 in God knows how long, but when I started playing it for an hour or two, everything just came right back to me, and everything became a little more familiar, and I found myself moving the controller similar to how I used to move it on the first one when I played online, and that is real quick. You have to be real fast with the pushing the buttons while still keep your thumbs on the analogs, and I thought that was great for them to bring back. I didn't want it extremely too different, but of course you have new weapons. You have to obtain your holsters and all this other stuff in order for you to make your movements with the controller a little bit more fluid and smoother and easier. But the mechanics of the game play seamlessly the same. And as far as in the animations of the game, they're beautiful. You can still see that Ellie and Abby, they pick up things, they place it inside of their book bag. Sometimes it's a little wonky. Sometimes it's like they grab and it kind of disappeared, or they putting it on the side of their book bag where there's no zipper. But you kind of get a sense that they did what they can. But I do like the aspect that it does look like they're picking things up. The jumping, which was nice, but it wasn't really necessary for me. It wasn't a major thing for me. Jumping was, it was blah, especially because the characters can't even jump that far. So you're really just bound to the things that you're supposed to jump on versus using jump in an actual fight, or using jump in an actual situation that isn't for your progression of the adventure of the story. So the jump could have been squashed for me. I do love prone. Prone was the best thing that they could do as far as movements, because you had the opportunity to lay prone in grass and still aim your weapon. If you're crouching in grass or anything that you're behind, any barrier, any obstacle, any cover, and you aim, especially if you play in survival mode like I did, when you aim at someone, or just aim in general, they see you. If they're facing you, they see you, which means you have to kill or shoot everyone from behind. So it was beautiful when I found out that I can lay prone in the grass and still aim and take people out with the crossbow, which I didn't think, not the crossbow, the bow and arrow, which I didn't think I could do while I was laying down, but you could crossbow, you could bow and arrow, any weapon you have, you could do all of them while laying prone and they won't see you. So I thought that was a beautiful aspect of things. Even when you're on the cars and stuff like that, if you're aiming at them, and you would think they could look dead at you, but they won't. If they don't have no inclination to look under the car, they won't. Which means you could be aiming dead in their face while they're right there close to you, and they won't see you. So as far as the movements, that was the best thing. As far as the movements, everything else looks pretty seamlessly. It was one time where I got stuck inside of a wall type situation. I threw a rope down and I accidentally hit X to climb down it, but it was so close to the corner of the wall that she actually got embedded into the wall, and it was wonky. I had to restart at my last checkpoint. But other than that, I haven't seen any super major situations. I've seen a little frame rate drop. Some things, some details didn't get put into the game. Like as soon as you start the game, as soon as you load up a game, sometimes it take a while for all the detail and the graphics to come together. But I mean, that's minor things, nothing major. Everything does come together. It isn't like it gets stuck that way and you have to play on Sega graphics or anything like that. But everything else moves seamlessly. The way that they jump, the way that they pole over things, and all the other extra stuff, even the action scenes when you gotta run and chase people, and you gotta jump, you gotta go through the tight spaces, which is beautiful, by the way. Another movement situation that is really, really helpful when you can find little small cracks to squeeze through and hide through and all that other stuff. I did think it was great and shocking when a dog came at me through one of the holes and completely took me off guard. Clickers and all the other enemies, they do go through the holes too if they're chasing you, which is real and I appreciate as well. The next thing and the most important thing in games such as this is the story. Now, a lot of people been up in arms about this story, and I truly don't understand why. I hear a lot of people saying social justice warriors, which I'm not really a fan of, but they say social justice warriors because we have a female protagonist and she's a lesbian, and then we have another female protagonist who's extremely strong but not gay, and the fact that we're playing as a new character, a lot of people didn't like that. I didn't have a problem with it afterwards. Now, when I first got to Abby and I started playing her section of the game, I did get a little frustrated because it said Seattle Day 1 and it moved me back in time. But as I kept playing, I started to see the direction the developers and the creators and all the screenwriters tried to take me. And maybe that's something that a lot of people miss, so I want to talk about it briefly. The story ultimately was to show us that even during this situation of zombies and different forms of zombies and just total chaos and fuckery, that at the end of the day, we are human. And because we are human, we all have somebody that has somebody that loves somebody, that knows somebody, that care about somebody, even during this situation. So while we out here killing each other off over territory, over space, over food, over all these other different things that these humans are killing each other for, we're walking away as if we did nothing. Like we did nothing wrong. Like we didn't just destroy the life or lives of a bunch of people that care about this person. And that came clear to me when they rewind back and showed a scene from The Last of Us Part 1 that was, first glance, it looks insignificant. You know, because you played the first one, you know, you killed hundreds of people during the first one. You know, you killed fireflies, you killed everybody else, you killed clickers, you killed runners, you killed everything, right? And you're like, this is just the game. This is just the story. This is just how I get to the next part. You know, this is just what I have to do. And you get to that part where Joel breaks through the hospital door, the operating room door, and shoots the doctor. And he didn't have to. Really, I don't think the doctor probably would have put up much of a fight, since there was nothing but doctors and nurses in there. But as soon as he came in, he shot him. And while you're playing that in the first one, you're like, I mean, hey, he just, gung ho, boom, 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 kill everybody, take my daughter, and I'm gone. But no, that doctor had a daughter. And she had people. The Fireflies are their people. And they adopted new people as time went on, the wolves. And I thought about it, I said, damn, I never cared or thought or even imagined that doctor would have anything to do with this game. So I love how they brought something that we thought to be insignificant and made it extremely significant to show you that each and every person is significant because they have someone. So I thought that they was burying that in our brains because of course we love Ellie. We grew up with Ellie. We know Ellie. We know Joel. So there, in that beginning when Joel got killed, and we felt the pain of everybody. We felt that because we love Joel. We love Ellie. Oh man, why would you do that to them? And then they give you Abby, and you start to love Abby because you understood. You start to love her friend Manny because you understood. Then you understand her and Owen dynamics because it's relevant to what a lot of people go through, especially with Mel being pregnant in the picture and all this other stuff, right? And they're giving you all these people's lives because they show Manny with his father and say he's sick, he can barely hold a spoon, right? They're giving you all this information because they want you to know that these people are people. You have to understand. So when they was killing people off like Joel, when they was killed Jesse off, when they killed Manning off, you're like, oh shit, they killed Manny. Knowing that the person that just killed Manny was Joel's brother. And you're like, shit, that's Joel's brother. I'm okay with it. But damn, that's Manny. He always had Abby back. Abby always had his back. And he just got shot in the face. Right? And then he's like, damn, they just killed Mel. She pregnant. She about to have an Owen baby. And you're like, well, I mean, they did just beat the shit out of Joel. And it gives you that tug of war type of feeling because you don't know who you want to win. And then they give you down to the end of the game where it's Ellie versus Abby. And at that point of the game, I didn't know who I wanted to win. I got to a point where Abby was beating the shit out of Ellie, and I was like, man, hope I don't have to kill her. Then I'm like, I bet I didn't kill her. And then you get to Ellie portion, you're like, come on, Ellie, don't kill her. And then Ellie don't kill her. And I love that. Because they kept giving each other chances. They kept understanding. I understand why you did this. Even though I fucking hate you that you did this. But it's just like we tell each other all the time when it came to gangs and all this other stuff. At some point, through all the carnage, someone or a group of someone's going to have to stop. They're going to have to say, we're done. And I think that the developers and the writers brought all that to life by giving us both of their lives with the flashbacks from the presents and all this other stuff, and a little bit in the future when we met the Rattlers and all this other stuff, and they showed us that these people are people, and we need to understand this before we go around killing motherfuckers, thinking that they're savages, thinking that they're horrible people, thinking they're this and thinking they're that, and they might not be. They are a product of this situation, and it's unfortunate, but we have to be able to look past that and get together and understand each other and beat this thing. So if they do make a Last of Us Part 3, I can definitely see them trying to do that with the Rattlers as well. But I'm not going to give you my future takes. But again, as far as the story was beautiful. It was beautifully crafted. I didn't care that Ellie was gay. I didn't care that her girlfriend was gay, was pregnant by Jesse. I didn't care that Mel was pregnant by Owen, but Owen really loved Abby because they had something back when they was young. I didn't care. It's all stuff that is real. This is real life stuff. And I'm one of the people that hate social justice warriors in a lot of situations. And I'm a person that hate when people pander for quote unquote minority groups such as gay people, black people, Hispanics, Latinos, Asians, and stuff like that. But I didn't feel like they were doing that. I didn't feel like they was pandering. I feel like they was moving in a direction that would really get people to grasp onto these characters and really love what they see and love what they're feeling from each of these characters. So as far as story, top notch, 10 out of 10. Everything else in the game overall, it was amazingly beautiful. It was long enough. It wasn't super long. As far as in the platinuming, it wasn't difficult to platinum. I did a playthrough in survival mode. The first go around. While I did that, I was trying to collect everything I could see. I found out late that you can update the listening mode. I found out after I beat the game. It would probably been extremely helpful during the game, but I found out after the game that you can enhance the listening mode. But after you beat the game, you do have chapter select. Just to let you know, you might want to keep your last chapter, just because you have to load it and then exit it, and then you have to go to chapter select, go find all the stuff in one chapter, and then go back and load the game from your beat game. And it's a lot. You could Google it to see how you do it, but definitely keep your last save when you beat the game and you're on the beach. But after I did that, I went and collected all the other collectibles, and then I did a new game plus to get all the parts and all the supplements so I can fully max out Abby and Ellie. And after I did that, it was platinum. So it wasn't difficult at all. I was contemplating originally at first, if you've seen one of my old videos, but it was fairly easy and it didn't take me any time at all. Again, I just platinumed it probably like 4 or 5 days ago, but I give the game a 10 out of 10. It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was creative. It was new. It was heartbreaking for a lot of people. I know one of my friends that play it and still playing it, he said his girlfriend loves to watch him play it, and she actually cried during a portion of the game. You know, it's a very touching game. It makes you really love the characters, even the ones that you deem to be the bad guys, and you understand that they aren't. But that's my wrap up. That's my review for The Last of Us Part 2. I appreciate you, Naughty Dog. Thank you for giving us this game. Thank you for allowing me to have this big ass box full of stuff that I probably would never use other than the book bag. But like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Do you think that it's a 10 out of 10? Do you think it's a 9 out of 10? What do you feel? Do you think the graphics could have been better? The story could have been better? Are you one of the social justice warriors that really just hated the whole gay and switching of the character type thing? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Go comment now, like, share, subscribe, and I'm the Proficient Gamer, and I'll be back with a bunch more content. Check me out probably later on. I'm probably playing Call of Duty with my friends. Again, this is your boy Proficient Gamer. Peace.